Hello. I think had I don't know what's happened. It was no longer streaming. Oh, listen. I don't know what happened to the previous one. I realized it ended and I was no longer maybe. Hello. Let's hope that this will carry us. Hello. Hello. Are you here? You are here. So if more of you are here, then we can continue. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I think we had a challenge. Something happened. Mm. Okay, so as I said in the previous one, the one that just ended, I wanted us to import, load the data that we had, the database that we had. I sent into the group, right? So we'll go through the steps on how to get it, right? So we should be able to import that file two ways. There are SQL this one queries that have been written, so you can open it and just run it and execute all the codes, and it will work, right? It will work and it will do the work for you. It will load it into, yeah, it will create a database, and but you can equally what just load it, and you can equally just import it, and that is always the easier method of doing this. You should use that method, because when the script is a big one and you are running it, maybe to the execution time or will be more and whatsoever. So yes, we'll be doing what the importation, right? So currently that was what we were using. What I sent is what the employees database. That's what we'll be using for our studies, right? So what do we want to do? Want to load it? I think you just need to see these tabs. One, I think server allows us to, when we go to server, then we can look for what data imports. Have you seen that? We come to what server, then we look for. So as I said, when you come here, it is not here. It is not in edit, not in view, not in query, not in query. I think it's not in database. It is in what server. So when you come to server, we look at what data, what import. We want to what load import a database that we have. So I click on data imports. We will see a new face, a new more of like a file or an interface here, right? So when you see this interface, there are several options. So import options, about there are about two options. They say what import from a dump project folder. So do you want to import from a folder? Now we have import from a self-contained file. We have a .sql file that we want to load. So we have to check that one. So we click on what? Import from a import from a self-contained what file, right? So if you have downloaded the SQL file, the employees database, you just need to keep it in this location. I kept mine in what the tertiary folder that we created, so I kept it there. So what do we want to do? You just need to come here. You just need to type, give the file the direction to the file. So I click on these three dots at the right side over here, these three dots, and I click on it. So I have to navigate. Oh, I have to, when you click on it, then you have to navigate to the directory, right? So currently it is not it is showing the whole stuff. So I have to just move to, I have it in document, I move to document, I move to tertiary. I think you might, if you are not seeing it, I'm just navigating to the file directory. So then I click on it. So when I say open, then now it is here. You see the file part, it is in my users, it is in documents, tertiary, GTL, employees file. So I just need to, I think I should see down here, I should see load. So it means I have to narrow, make this thing big smaller. Let me narrow the output so I see that when I narrow the output, the arrow, I just bring the arrow there. When it changes to this, I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller. You see that? So I just make it small so I see the output over here. So when I, you see, I just need to, I've already given the file path over here. So all I need is what say start import. So when I start import, it should be importing what? The database. It is loading the file. That long SQL file, it is importing it. So when it is done, the database should be here. It should be visible in my schemas so that I'll be able to use it. Yeah, right. Okay, so import completed. That is it. The import is what completed, and they are saying what? Do you want to import again? No. So if the import is completed, let me refresh this to see. So now I have what? Employees. Employees is here. So when I go this, I see tables. I see what? Departments. Department debt EMP, department employees, department manager, employees itself, salaries, and titles. So these are what we have over here, right? So we've just loaded what? So let me clear this. I don't need this any longer. So yes, we are back. I've loaded my database, right? So yes, I've loaded. We've just added what? Um, Data importation to our task, right? So you have an SQL file, you should be able to load it, right? Well, so yes, if you've been able to load it, if you have equally downloaded it and you were able to load it, then that is good work. So as I said, that is what we'll be mostly, right? So yes, we are having challenges so much. We are having challenges so much. Sorry for that. I think we are having challenges Sorry about that. Mm, the network is not stable, and I think the time too hasn't been no problem. I think I just wish tomorrow is Thursday, Friday, then we have so much to do, so much to do, so much to do, so much to do, so much, 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 so much. Okay, so let's go. Let's go. Okay, so what I want to do, as I said, we are just on the introduction, intro aspect. So yes, so we just touched on the data definition, right? We did the data definition, guys. The next one is what data manipulation. That is another sub language, which is what data manipulation language. We'll look at a few data, a few of them. They are those ones allows you, the structure is already there, but those ones allows you to what manipulate the tables, right? And the statements that we'll be looking under data manipulation is what I think I already did this. So data manipulation, right? Data manipulation. Okay, so the first one is what the select statement. It allows us to view it allows us to view or retrieve data from what objects like table. So that one allows us to retrieve information. So that's how come I made us to load what the table, the info that we needed over there. So first thing, we'll look at the statement, how to I mean the syntax. How do we bring stuff select, how do we retrieve data. So now we've loaded the data sets. You see that because as an analyst, this is how it is going to be. You will be given maybe access to a particular database, and you will be expected to what pull data from the database. You write some queries to pull the data, then you make your analysis. Yes, that's how it's going to be, right? Mostly you will not be creating, mostly but I'm saying mostly, forgetting that in Ghana, you as an analyst, you will be doing more, right? So maybe you will be the same person doing everything. But for now, let's look at the select, right? So the syntax is what? The name. Let me make it a comment. So the syntax is select. Then, first of all, we'll look at selecting everything, viewing everything from the table. So select star. Star is what? All from what? Then the table name. So select then what you want to select from where? From where? Then the table name, right? From the table name, right? The object name, object object name, right? Then you end your statement. So we have what? Let's say we have several tables over here. So we want to look at employees. We want to view the employees, right? So we go like this. We say what? Select all from what? We are starting with all. So we want to select all from what? Employees. You see that we had what? A table name what? Employees. At the same time, we have what? A data. We had a database. Our database is what? Employees. But we equally have a table name what? Employees, because it is acceptable. It is okay to do that. You can have that, and SQL is okay with that. So yes, we are viewing. SQL knows that we are working in the employees database, but now we want to view. There's a table inside here. So when you want to view, I can click. When I click on this table, you see, I see what it has. What the columns here: employee number, which is an int, birth date, first name, last name, gender, and hire date. That is what we are talking about. So now I have written my select all from employees. Let me run it. When I run it, it has been, I think my when I was doing the import, I have to increase the output side. It didn't. What happened? Table tertiary. Oh, sorry, I'm still using tertiary. So you see, they are telling me error. So when I read the error code, sorry, when you read the error code, they are saying what? Table tertiary dot employees doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So what do you want to do? There are two ways. We can say use that. We can say use that, or I say what? There are two ways. Either I do the use or select all from employees as a database. So you can call the database name dot the table that you are picking from that this one. So this one should work for us. You see that? So the output, so I think the things the edits that we did, it rather worked for the output. You see that the output, the sizes are big, but that was not, we wanted these ones to be big. See, the outputs are rather big, but here we didn't get it to be big, right? I'll work around it. Okay, so as I did, select all from employee. So that was one way, or we just say what? Use what? If you don't want to be using the dot dot, then you just say what? Use employees, so that it knows what from now onwards, everything that you are doing it on the employees data set, employees database. Are we together? So now it knows that, yeah, near boy it is on the employees database. So that is one way, right? The select, we did what? Select. So that is one way. Either you are selecting, the select all allows you to view everything in the database, right? You were able to what? View everything. Or the other way of selecting is what? Select, then you type what? The name of the columns that you want, right? Maybe I will have to end it, and maybe tomorrow we'll start on, we'll do it at a favorable time, so that everybody will be around and they'll follow, right? Maybe it is not a good time. It's not a good time for everyone. But like I say, moreover, the challenges today is not good. Right. So let's see. Let's end this. I'll delete this off. Then tomorrow we'll do it. I'll just leave it. So tomorrow we'll go over a whole lot. Right. That's fine. Sorry for the disturbances today. Let's do it tomorrow. Right. I hope you are okay with that tomorrow, because uh, let's do it tomorrow. I hope you are okay with that. Mm.